Hey, zombie fan, welcome to another adventure as we go to Transplant Brewing and introduce you to Monster Wolf.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Zombie Talko Reel Adventures.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, man.
Just don't tell John.
Oh man. Oops, so sorry.
You remember?
Oh. There you go.
I was like, that's my mask, but it's not.
That's awesome.
That's an X.
So, you fired, man.
We changed drummers as if we were like, what, Mega?
Like, oh my gosh, it's like, it's suffocating to me.
Yeah.
And these look like they breathe nice.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Do you want to try this one on?
Movement and everything.
Do you want to try this one on?
Let
me see what the fuck down is.
This one's my
wanna get
personal
this over
favorite
with.
because it's based on a character that we both love.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's a guy called Berserk.
Oh,
So the guy, it's
oh you got
some,
black on you.
Yeah, yeah. He's gonna get some too. So the guy, he has an armor, and it has like a specific meaning to it. It's great, isn't it?
You look like an ancient warrior of some sort, you know?
Yes.
He's
That
feeling
is
the
nice.
power.
I know. That's so nice. So nice.
He's cosplaying everyone tonight.
That must
Yes.
be very uncomfortable. So,
Uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable, yeah. It don't fit right.
Yeah, you have to have the face for it.
Yeah.
Do I have this on right?
No, I
no.
think your eyes are not on the right spot.
Okay,
yeah,
right
there you
here.
go.
Okay. I was like, wait a second.
Can you-
This doesn't seem quite right. Okay. Ah, yeah.
It don't fit right.
So nice though.
Yeah.
To Zombie Talko Reel Adventures. I'm here with Mecha Wolf and the voice from
Monster
Wolf. It's more than just a band. These guys put on such a show. I mean, you just look at even the masks, the quality of their music. It's like a vibe, and it's such an honor to let us sit down with you guys and have this time.
We're really happy to be here. We really appreciate you having us here. We had a really great show here in Palmdale. Hopefully not the last of many. And thank you for having us on your show.
Thank you so much. Before we get started, I'd like you guys you guys are our very first guests, and this is our guest book. I like to call it the Taco Namicon, but
That's a good name.
Hell yeah.
so yeah, if you guys would like to sign it at some point, you know.
For sure.
That's what my wife calls me in bed, the Taconomicon.
One of his many wives. One of his many wives.
So how long have you guys been together as a band?
With this lineup, actually, this is the lineup that we play the most shows with. I started the band in 2019 in Florida. And when I moved to Tijuana, California, about 4 years ago, I decided to go all out with the band. And, we had a lot of trial and error. We had a couple members that weren't completely dedicated to the band and the idea. So I got these guys. And this is the best lineup we've ever had, the best we ever sounded. Not because they're here, but you clearly could tell by what you heard out there tonight and all the fans that were here tonight.
All right.
So I'm really happy with the fact that we have a nice lineup of guys that are dedicated to their craft. They're also in other bands and really good bands as well. But here in Monster Wolf, we're doing something completely different. And I think it's like you watch out there, it's something that you're not going to see with any other band. And that's, I think, what makes us stick out from the rest.
How long have you been involved with music?
I've been a fan of music all my life. I was a roadie when I was like 13 years old for like local bands in Puerto Rico. And I've just been doing it basically and involved with music all my life. So when I got the chance to start a band, I went for it. I'm friends with Doyle of the Misfits and Alex from Cancer Slug. And, I saw them at a show in Florida about 7 years ago. And I was like, you know what, dude, I should go for it. You know what I mean? Like, this is what I wanted to do. And we've been really blessed that, like, people like Doyle, Alex, Cancer Slug, they helped us out. They bring us in on tours and stuff. And it means a lot to us because we, in a way, we're like bypassing a lot of steps that a lot of people have to go through.
Yeah.
And it helps us out a lot because these guys are professionals. I'm just like a baby, and I'm the baby in the band, technically, musically speaking. But, we all have different connections and we all come from different backgrounds. And it works, and you can see it out there when we perform. So I'm really happy and honored to have these guys around me, and the fact that we go out there and we perform and we do our thing, people can see it. We don't have to fake it. So it's a good thing.
You could say that Joan was collecting the Infinity Stones, and
Yeah,
we are technically a super group.
Yeah,
Definitely.
the music Infinity Stones, basically these guys right here. So really happy.
Yeah, it really shines through. Like, I've been listening to you guys on like your tracks and stuff, but it doesn't even come close to the experience, the sound of live with you guys.
Is this the first time you see us live?
This is the very first time.
Oh, thank you.
That's right. Yeah, that's what we try to do, These guys all play in different bands. So, like, we wanted this band to be special. I mean, not that their bands aren't special, but we wanted it to be different, And the show is a big part of it. Usually we bring monsters and stuff, but our wolf got sick, so he's not here. But, yeah, usually,
He ate one too many humans.
Yeah, he ate too many humans and got sick. So, but usually we put on, like, more of a, like, crazy theater show, But right now, what we're going for is, at the end of the day, the meat and potatoes is the music. The music needs to be good. And like you said, when you listen to the music and when you see the live show, it's completely different. So what we're trying to do now is to make what we do live translate into the recordings, and that's the next step of the band.
Which is always a challenge.
It's always a challenge because you don't get to see what we do. It's not the same energy, but
It's way different, yeah.
it's way different. But with this lineup, which we never have actually sit down and recorded, which we're going to in the next couple of months, I think it'll start translating into what we want.
Nice.
We get along together really well. I mean, it's funny because I think all of us have technically known each other for at least like the last 10 years. But I mean, me and him, Danny Monster, we had played. We've been playing together for like 12 years, but we've known both of these guys for like around the same amount of time. Because we were basically
maybe even more because we studied together.
Yeah.
Middle school and high school. Yeah. So we met each other about 15 years ago.
We were basically growing up together, and we're finally in a band together, which is really fun. You know, being in a band with people that you've known since you were a teenager, basically, it's really fun. Yeah, it's really fun.
More of a family connection.
Yeah.
Friendship.
100%, yeah.
And that's part of it. If you don't have that magic, your band is not gonna work.
Yeah.
And
you have the best musicians in the world. If you guys don't get along, if you guys don't click, if you guys don't have a connection, it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
And I can assure you, the next time we come up here you're gonna see a more theatrical show, definitely.
Oh yeah.
We love drama.
We're dramatic.
We're theater kids.
There's been a lot of drama around here. To say the least. Not with this lineup, just with the band. That's all I can say.
Yep. Well, here we are. Right? Fresh beginnings.
Yeah. Fire makes you stronger.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Drama too.
We're like Saiyans. We're basically like Saiyans. We get a beating, and then we come back stronger.
Stronger.
Yeah. I heard recently I listened to your cover of Bullets of Butterfly Wings. Now was that I know the girl was from another band.
Yep.
Yeah. Now both male voices was that you on both of those of you on there or did you have another?
So the band that was featuring on that song is Von Bolt.
Okay.
They have two singers, James Von Bolt, who's the lead singer, and then Lisa, who does the backup vocals. She was actually in Malcolm in the Middle on Nickelodeon, so she's like kind of famous. And it was funny because like Billy Corrigan is my boss in professional wrestling. I'm a wrestler as well. So he owns the company that I work for in America, in the States. And he just sent me a message on Instagram. And he's like, hey, I have this cool idea for you. How about you cover my song Bullet with Butterfly Wings? And we'll use it at one of our NWA pay-per-views. And I was like, sure, buddy. Why not? Inside, I was like, what the hell?
Holy shit!
Whoa. I was like, but I played it cool. I was like, yeah, man, no worries. We got you, dude. So we actually, he did the guitars.
And keyboards as well.
And keyboards. He did the bass.
Yeah.
We had a couple other
really
people play on it too, but Lisa and James, they were like the other people doing the vocals for me, and they're phenomenal. Really good band, Von Bolt.
From Las Vegas.
Really good people too, so yeah.
Really good.
Questions?
What?
Questions?
So what did you like? What inspired the whole wolf thing?
So it's a funny story. I was wrestling at the time. I just got hurt in WWE. My last WWE match was like about 7 years ago. So I got hurt and I had to go get surgery. So while I was, contemplating about what should I do when I come back, should I come back fresh? I was like starting to build this new character, this new persona, and it was very like wolf inspired and whatnot. And one of the boys, one of the wrestlers, he said, hey man, you look like a werewolf. You look like a mechanical werewolf. You're like a mecha wolf. He's like, you should change your name to Mecha Wolf. I was like, you're stupid. Right? So I thought it was the dumbest idea ever. But here I am, 8 years later, I'm Mecha Wolf, right?
Introducing myself as Mecha Wolf.
So now I was like, well, when we started the band, originally it was like a horror punk band, kind of like the Misfits, like very inspired by the Misfits. And, I have friends that are in the Misfits, and I have friends that are in big bands, so they're like, you should do your own thing. You should figure it out and do your own thing.
Yeah.
So I have spent thousands of dollars on these masks that I used to wear to the ring. And I was like, you know what? Why don't we just do kind of like a thing where like everybody's a werewolf and we're all on their masks? And luckily these guys agreed to it. And here we are,
Did we?
it's starting, I feel like now it's a very like defined version of the band where like we know what we're doing, we know where we're going, and we know what we want, and it just translates to the show when we play live way better. They all have different personalities. I never try to be like, hey, be this, be that. They're themselves. They come up with how they move on stage. They come up with the things that they do in the songs. So I think that's what also helps the band as well, that we are all able to just be creative in our own without having somebody dictating how everything should go. You know what I mean? Like, yes, I started the band. Yes, I'm the leader, quote unquote. But really, everybody can lead the band. You know what I mean? Like, everybody brings something to the table. And I think that's what makes a good band. Because at the end of the day, I could say, all right, guys, we're going this way. But if he doesn't want to go that way, then we're not doing it, right? So, like, we all agree on things. And, like, if it's like, okay, I have this idea. If everybody doesn't agree, then we don't do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, like, otherwise, why be in a band if you're not going to be happy, right? And you got to be able to express yourself creatively. And we are all able to do that in this band because everybody puts their little grain of salt and we're able to do these things together. It's awesome.
Otherwise, we wouldn't develop our sound.
Yeah, that's
that was
why
very important.
It sounds so different on the studio from the songs, how we perform them live. Because the songs, I mean, he's been in the lineup for the longest. I think he's recorded most of the songs,
a couple solos,
but it was a way different lineup back then. I feel like right now we're kind of like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, except that we're not teenagers and we're mechanic wolves instead, But it's fun. It's fun. Like it's funny because I've played with him before with Danny, but I hadn't played with them before. We've just known each other for the longest time. But I think since the first jam, we basically... Yeah. The first jam, it wasn't perfect. I think it was perfect, but the vibe, it was right away.
We started writing a new song on the first jam.
Yeah.
Right then and there.
It's something that kind of like sets us like apart because like as the band, like how the band started was like a horror punk thing, and to be fair, and not like to put down people that do that, but it's been overdone. Like there's a lot of competition in the horror punk arena, to say the least. So me and Sadie Monster, we come from like a death grindcore background. And then Artie and Mal, they come from more like a heavy metal thrash scene. And so what we've come up with is this kind of like pizza thrash / like horror pizza thrash, like to say it in a way. It's like it's just thrash and it's fast and it's metal, but it's like it has that like horror punk element.
I think we just call it horror metal.
Yeah,
that's it.
Pretty much. Yeah.
I don't know if it's a new genre or something, but we call it.
It's a genre.
Copyright.
Yeah, that's what we call it. Yeah.
I call it us.
Thank you.
So, life on the road and everything, do you have like a really crazy story of something that happened to you guys, like while you've been touring?
Actually, we haven't really had any crazy stories, but it's always something. We always face some kind of challenge or some sort of adversity when we're on the road. But we never really had any issues, luckily, because
I mean, it's not that we cannot solve.
Yeah, not issues that we can't solve. You know what I mean? So we try to surround ourselves with professionals in professional environments because we are professionals. So we usually, when you work with people like that, there's no problems. So
yeah.
That's cool.
Hopefully, knock on wood, it stays there.
I will say on our first run, like me at Sidrak, we ran a couple of days. Like the first couple of days we did with Monster Wolf, we ended up sleeping in the bar
Arcade.
off the side in Las Vegas.
Shout out the nerds.
Shout out to the nerds.
Shout out to the nerds.
Yeah,
Drinking with a bunch of fucking wrestlers and like getting hammered. Like it was fucking fantastic.
They literally
man.
just closed down the bar for us so we could just stay there instead of getting a hotel. So that was pretty cool. It was like an arcade bar, so you just hear arcades.
Our first shows with Monster Wolf, we played the Whiskey 2 nights in a row, and then we played Vegas. But we only got 2 jams in, like right before the shows. Which, I mean,
worked out pretty good.
It is what it is, it is what it is.
You make it work.
What you make it work. And I mean, first, like Danny and I were supposed to be in it for like those 3 shows, and on those 3 shows, we realized that we actually love it. Like the chemistry between all of us, it was amazing. We got along really well. We like the music. We have fun, and we have the same type of mentality. So we just stuck to it, and then. Plus, once we all jammed together, everything changed. Like everything changed, and it's been really fun.
Without really discussing it, we're on the same page where we're all developing our own character, and we're also trying to tell a story through our characters and through our music. So that's something that we never really talked about it. We just got
It just happened.
It just happened that way. Yeah.
That's how
You
you
don't have the same idea, sort of.
That's the best way.
Yeah.
They can evolve organically like that. And you can tell, like, you guys have that passion and love. Thank you. And
Yeah, we communicate through our sites just very quickly.
You didn't force nothing; it just happened.
Yeah.
It's so. The Force guides us.
It's
strong with us. Yeah.
Jedi wolves.
Where'd I sit?
That's gonna be
Definitely
the
six. Yeah.
new theme, the Jedi
Yeah. Okay, so with horror and everything, what is you guys' favorite scary movie?
Oh man, that's easy. Halloween '78, man. If you're a chick and I bring you over and I play that movie, you don't like it, you're out.
Here first.
Halloween '78. That's like the test of, that's the test.
It's probably Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That's one of my favorites.
That was before Halloween too.
Yeah.
That's a good movie.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre is like, it's one of those movies that doesn't need to be super graphic for you to get into it, and at the same time you feel like everything that's going on in the movie, and somehow I feel like we try to portray the same type of show on stage, not necessarily trying to be super gory or super graphic about it. We try to be more theatrical, of course, like bands like Merciful Fate, like all those classics, know. We try to keep it more theatrical so we can have a broader audience,
But also in a way, as crazy as my sound, it's kind of family friendly because again, we're big. I'm a big fan of the Misfits, and the Misfits you see anywhere from 5-year-olds to babies to people that are like middle aged, So I feel like if we're gonna do something, we want to include everybody. At least on my side, I feel we are a band with horror elements and stuff like that, but we're not gore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of people do that. It's cool to scare somebody, but you don't want to freak them out where they don't come back. You know what I mean?
That's why I'm not in charge of that. Because my personal horror movies are like Fulci, the father of gore in Italy. He has this movie Zombie and Zombie 2. They're fucking phenomenal. And Roberto Delgado has this other movie called Cannibal Holocaust.
Oh, Cannibal Holocaust.
Those are my 2 favorite horror movies of all time. They're unbeatable.
Yeah.
It has a social commentary. It's brutal as fuck. And I'm just thankful I'm not in charge of the theatrics. It wouldn't be friendly at all.
You gotta keep it.
Yeah.
You gotta walk that fine line.
Oh yeah. When you were talking about how you're family friendly and everything, before you guys even came on stage, and I don't even remember who it was. All of you were up there, tuning up your guitar. There was this little guy, could have been 3 years old or something, standing there, just awestruck, and like zeroed in
That's so
on
awesome.
it and just
That
like
means more to us than
Yeah,
anybody.
that's so cool.
You know?
Actually,
Because-
here in the green room, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Here in the green room, there
We
was
had
a
a baby,
baby,
yeah.
and there was a baby playing around with us when we were preparing to go on stage.
Yep.
So that for us is like great interaction, right?
It's special because I think we've all been in that position when we see a musician for the first time.
Yeah.
And it clicks with you. It changes your life. You know.
Yeah.
It's rather funny because as weird as it is and as like opposite of my personality as it is, I grew up going to Christian church, and my interest in music began from watching the bands that they would have.
Yeah.
There, you know, I would try to follow along with the drummers, and my love for
good
music
musicians right there.
grew up there. You know, my love for music started there. Unfortunately, it developed into horror and into a lot of occult stuff. You know, yeah, but I mean. Thank God I'm into music. You know?
Yeah, definitely.
And,
Literally.
and we talk about this all the time. You know, it happens for pro wrestling as well. If you walk out of a show and you inspired one person
Yeah.
out there to follow their dreams,
Definitely.
you did a good job.
That's how it starts.
So
Yeah.
That's how we start.
maybe that's what
That's what we all started.
tomorrow.
That's what we all started.
We see somebody who like it. Oh, I'm gonna
We
be
I saw
there.
that kid looking up there. I'm like, man, this is like a moment.
We just
It's like,
Yeah.
but yeah, thank you guys so much for sitting down with me and everything, and thank you for your music.
Thank you.
I
only gonna get better and
to
shit.
seeing you guys again and bringing as many people as I can to the next show. I mean, tonight was a Monday night, so some people weren't quite
Of course.
able to come out. Still, it was a good turnout, I think, for Monday. But yeah,
The first guest.
Where's the
first guest.
Where's the meat of this taco? We haven't had dinner, so
Kind of right.
I was planning on bringing you guys some tacos.
I heard
They
that is good.
they weren't there. Next time, if you guys come in town, let me know. I'll try to look it up because
The best al pastor.
taco
on this corner. They show up parked right on the corner across in this vacant
So
lot
good.
across the street from 7-Eleven. And they have the best El Pastor
Oh, nice.
ever had. Oh man, I'm drooling just thinking about it.
They're not paying advertising.
Yeah.
Not sponsored by the show.
But next time
These
you're
are nice.
in town, I'm gonna try to hook it up with that because
Thank you.
It's so good.
Appreciate it.
oh, it's good, and I
Thanks for
appreciate
having
you
us.
guys.
Thank you for
Thank you
having
so
us.
much.
Good job.
Pleasure and honor. Thank you.
Nice meeting you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Right.
Follow us at Monster Wolf Band.
Yes.
Yeah, very important.
Yes.
Thank you.